Hey, this is Michael and welcome back to me and Paul's channel. I'm so excited to have you here. Before we dive into this video, I want to make sure you subscribe to our channel because we have new videos coming out soon, and to turn on the bell so you get notified and don't miss any of these new videos. So go down and subscribe below. We talk about buying real estate, selling real estate, and all the strategies we use, like virtual wholesaling, buying and managing rental properties, renovations, private lending, and owner financing. We buy primarily through online auctions, and we've actually purchased in 44 states. So with that said, in today's video, we're going to kind of cover, I get asked all the time, what's the step-by-step process to virtual wholesale a house? In this video, you'll discover our step-by-step system process on, how we buy and sell properties across the nation. So let me pull up a document to start here. Share screen. So this is kind of just a high-level step-by-step process on, how we buy across the nation. And first step is pretty easy. You want to create an account. And there's several auction sites that me and Paul use. But for the most part, you got Zoom, auction.com, Hubzu, Hudson and Marshall, Realty Bid, HUD Home Store, and Auction Network. You don't have to utilize them all at once. So I say to start, just pick one or two to get comfortable with them and start the bidding process so you actually take action in your real estate investing career. Next is, you're not going to jump in and bid in, every single market day one. So why don't you pick a state or two to start with? Me and Paul kind of like pivot along the way with, where we purchase houses. So right now we're looking in markets a lot in Montana, Wyoming, Texas, California, the Carolinas, Ohio, and PA. So those are some hot markets that we're having great deals and great spreads on right now for our whole virtual wholesaling business. Again, start small, don't overwhelm yourself, just take action, pick one or two of these auction sites, and then maybe pick one or two states to look into, get comfortable, and start making bids. Next is, we actually, input our houses into Excel. We use virtual assistants to do this. We, systematized our business, but you want to, capture things like address, when the auction dates are, any property information like beds, bathrooms, current bid, etc. And then from there, once you have all that data in Excel, you can start, analyzing the properties. So you'll review comps and determining rents. Is it a flip market? Is it a rental market? Is it both work in that market for that house? What are the repair estimates? Is it just light cosmetics? It's just a dated 1980s house, or is there foundational repair and a tear down? And then you want to, based on those two information here, you want to determine what your maximum bid amount is. So there's plenty of formulas out there that we discuss in other videos on how we do this. But from there, once these numbers here, such as comps, rents, and repair estimates, what the max bid's going to be. And just don't look for ARV comps, look for low comps too. So if you see a lot of investors buying in the $40,000 range in a certain neighborhood, if you want a virtual wholesale, you got to buy it probably, if you want to make 10K spread, call it 30,000 and then remarket it for 45 and maybe sell it for 40. So, look at the high end comps, what ARV is, and also low end where investors are buying as well. That'll help out with your analysis. Next is a pretty key part here in the step. It's contact the listing agent. They could give you more inside information on the property condition than the pictures do. They could even verify your numbers. You could email them asking them what a quick close sale would be. And then you could talk to them about the area as well. Have they gotten other offers? Is it primarily rentals or fix and flip guys buying in that area? So this is a key step in the process that I recommend that you don't skip. And then finally, once you have all that information, you could, start bidding on the property. You could, you're going to have to register for an auction, and then, each property, most likely if you're early on, you don't do the volume we do, you're going to require a deposit to bid on. And then as you bid on these houses and register for each one, if you don't win, that's fine. Save it in your criteria and continue to follow up on it, because you might be the highest bidder, but you didn't meet the, maximum or minimum reserve that the bank wanted. So most likely they'll put it back on another cycle in a week or two later. And this time the opening bid might be even lower than before, and they might lower the reserve. So, persistency is the name of the game here. Just don't, if you didn't win a house at auction, don't forget about it. Look for it again. It's going to come back on again, most likely. And that's when you'll have the opportunity to buy it. And then, once you start bidding, your bid ultimately will be accepted, and congrats, you buy a house. So you'll receive basically a new email notification that your offer is accepted and what are the next steps from the auction company that you use. And then usually you got a few days to, sign the contract and send in the earnest money deposit, whether overnight check or, wire. And usually the earnest money deposit on these properties are minimum around 2,500 or 5% of purchase price. So you could kind of figure that out. Sometimes there's deals where it's only $500 the earnest money deposit. So it varies, but on average, that's kind of the formula. And then once you send the earnest money deposit and contract to your title company, I recommend you use your own title company to do the title search on it. And if you're not going to virtual wholesale and you just want to buy the house, that's great. You just wait for closing, and congratulations, you bought another rental property or another rehab property. Now, if you want to continue this journey and wholesale it, this is where the fun starts on the sell side. Now, at this point in the game, you should be able to get the lockbox code from the listing agent, and once you get the lockbox code, it's under contract, and most likely you got 30 days to close on it. I would start marketing the property. So we have several videos on our channel that talk about the marketing process. So I'm not going to get too detailed into it, but basically, once you have it under contract, you have the lockbox, I would start marketing the property. Tons of online and offline marketing that we use to get potential buyers into our property and make offers. In an ideal world, we find a buyer right away and we end up doing a back-to-back close. It's basically same day or next day. So that's an ideal situation to minimize your holding costs. And once the marketing system continues, you just continue to be persistent, follow up on people as they visit, because they don't always call you back, they're busy. Again, like I mentioned, we have tons of videos on that. And then once you find your buyer, congrats, sign an agreement of sale with them, have them wire their earnest money deposit as well to your title company. Let your title company know that you're either doing a back-to-back, or if you already closed on it, you owned it, tell them this is a new buyer and get the closing process started. And then wait for settlement and collect your wholesale fee spread. So that's basically a high level view of all the important steps on how to virtual wholesale a house that me and Paul use through the auction process. Now, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Now, one thing you want to do is, if you like this video, share it with someone else, and then also subscribe to us below. That way you'll be notified of future videos like this down the road, that we release them usually about twice a week. So again, go down and subscribe for our channel for notifications on future videos, and see you on the next video. Thanks for coming in.